All right, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. So I do apologize that all this stuff is a bit scattered everywhere, but Vegito Blue's Zenkai Awakening has finally dropped, or at least the information for it, so let's just go ahead and quickly take a look. This dude's baseline kit was already pretty good. What he really needed was just some additional damage and perhaps ways to deal with all the cover change. Part of his dominance as part of the second year was there was not that many strike or blast cover change units, so that has drastically changed with this current meta. So let's see what they did with him. Starting off with his stats, as you can see, much higher than before. It's almost like 20k to pretty much everything here. Near 290k for strike, 275k for blast, almost 185k for both defenses. It's actually pretty good, not that bad. It's going to differ based off of your titles, by the way. I often get people asking why I could be higher than theirs or they're higher than mine. It's because your titles add up over time. Now, in terms of his kit, I do want to thank Miguel over on Twitter for providing this information. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. With his main ability, randomly destroy one of your own cards, draw your ultimate, restore 20% of your health, get 50 ki, a 40% damage inflicted buff for 20 timer counts, which cannot be removed, which is great, and a 20% reduced damage received passive, 20 timer counts. That's also good. Vegito Blue definitely needs more ways of sustaining himself, just because a lot of modern units have like 40-50% reduced damage received, and when he came out he had quite a lot. I think it was like 35% or 30 or something, but that's not the case anymore. His was with timer counts. His first passive applies the following effects to self when this character enters the field: 50% damage inflicted, cannot be stacked, cannot be cancelled. Pretty sure the only thing they changed here was the fact that it cannot be stacked, but otherwise I think that's the same. Reduced damage received by 30% for 15 timer counts. A bit unfortunate to see this still be timed when a lot of meta relevant units have this permanently. I have high expectations for this dude, because as part of the anniversary they pitched him as a golden point. They're like, yeah, part of this anniversary for Zenkai Awakening, the second year dominant threat, the blue menace. So my hope is that he's really not a mild Zenkai. Next, nullify attribute downgrades that are normal conditions for 15 timer counts. Draw a special arts card next. So most of it not really changed. Knock enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against a blast card, of course, and is chainable by a blue card. So still the same old first passive. Potential change being the cannot be stacked part and maybe the duration of some of these things. Passive number 2, 30% to damage inflicted against fusion warriors. That's the same. Applies the following effects to self every time when faced against an enemy dependent on their battle style: strike oriented, 40% damage buff; range type, 40% blast damage buff; support type, you get some card draw speed; defensive type, you get a minus 30% to enemy sustained damage cut effect. I think those are all the same. I think even the duration, I think this is still untouched. And then applies the following effects every time Vegito Blue is to land a strike card. You draw another strike card. That's the same. You get a 5 ki restoration. That's the same. Inflict enemy with attribute downgrade minus 100% to health restore. That's the same. But it looks like the new thing is going to be inflict enemy with attribute downgrade minus 100% to ki recovery for 3 timer counts. I guess he's kind of like the green Vegeta, making it a little bit difficult for you to combo back after getting beaten up. That's pretty good, I suppose. 3 timer counts, is it going to make a big enough difference? I'm not really sure. I can imagine it being useful if, say, your opponent uses a blue card and you PV them, and then Vegeta Blue hits them. They're not going to recover after using that 50 ki, so that's useful, I guess. Now here's the good stuff. Let's see. New passives. I haven't read these or seen these, so my hope is that there's something really, really good here. Passive number 3, as part of Zenkai 3, applies the following effects to self when 2 allies are defeated, so some last man standing buffs. Restore health by 15%, reduce damage received by 10%. What the hell is that? That's nothing. That's not even a last stand buff. He's just gonna die. What is this? Wow, that stinks. Passive number 4 applies the following effects to self when this character evades an enemy attack with a vanish stab. So when you vanish from your opponent. -2 to strike arts cost for 5 timer counts, plus 20% to strike damage inflicted for 5 timer counts. That is pretty toned down. That's pretty watered down. This is like Blue Kaioken levels of watered down. I guess they knew the dude's baseline kit is still good, so they didn't really want to add much. But I would have preferred if they did something like on Super Vegito's level. You don't have to make him top 3, top 5 unit in the game. But at the same time, do not make his Zenkai crap. And I already know I'm going to get some comments saying, oh, you know, if he was to be unbelievably good, then we would complain he's now a problem. I don't want him to be unbelievably good, but I don't want him to be crap. Because you guys got to remember that the Zenkai is this character's refresh, right? So if the character feels quote-unquote outdated, this is their chance at getting a second wind and being useful again. When that second wind sucks, it just makes it even worse for the character's longevity. If this is all Vegito Blue is going to get, I don't know how to feel, you know, 6 months from now in terms of what the meta could look like, because look at the androids. The androids are clearly from goodness knows where. I feel like these guys were meant to be after the anniversary, but they have to drop them now with the movie delay. Look at how ridiculous they are. Vegito Blue is nowhere near that guy, and this is what his Zenkai is going to look like. It's not enough to sort of help him deal with that, I don't feel. I don't know, maybe I'm judging too early. I just get upset when Zenkais are super weak, because this is their second chance at getting fresh life. And when that's wasted, the only thing left is a dumb platinum equipment, overpowered platinum equipment, but that takes up a slot forever. What about the units that have good Zenkais and don't have to waste their slot on an equipment? You know what I mean? I don't know. The game always struggles to find a healthy middle ground. But anyways, I talked for too long. Blue card is still massive impact. We still got that infamous no switching, which is great. Inflicts the enemy with attribute downgrade plus 20% to damage received. 15 timer counts. Cannot be nullified by most special moves. I think this is all the same minus this. I think this might have changed. I don't remember. I don't have the delta here. Next, his green card. As we may know now, this green card has blast armor, if I remember correctly. So that's going to be pretty damn good, I believe. 1 second, I do apologize. I'm double checking something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the same. So we got blast. Sorry, we got blast armor, and I think the damage that the opponent takes is higher. That's about it. So same old infamous green card. Ultimate supreme impact damage. Applies the following effects upon activating: 50% to all damage inflicted, minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. Removes endurance. Gain buff effect, nullify enemy special actions that activate when changing cover. Remember, this is really meant to counter out like instant transmission saves, and I think Bojack too was saving people from ultimates. So this is really what that's for. That's okay. That's cool. His Zenkai ability is going to be Blue God Key, not Blue Fusion, not Blue Saiyan, Blue God Key, and his E ability is all the same. So I guess all in all, it is a mild Zenkai awakening, and like we discussed before, I'm pretty sure they did it because they wanted to be careful with it. But I don't know. I'm so conflicted when it comes to some of these Zenkai awakenings, just because we obviously don't want them to be broken. We don't want them to be watered down to the point where the difference is extremely negligible. I'm sure he's going to be better. I'm sure he's going to look better, and the units that surround Vegito Blue will help him look better. Because, you know, he has the green Zamasu and Rose that give a strike damage buff. He has future Gohan that's going to give him a damage buff. If you throw him on God Key, you got Vados giving him damage buffs. I mean, Vados is still prominent even now. No matter where you look, if you throw him on Fusion Warriors, you got Lube that's going to be buffing him up. No matter where you go, he's got somebody out there that's going to give him damage buffs, and with his higher stats and the Zenkai ability and the cards being at level 10, yeah, he's going to look better. But I don't know, maybe I'm judging too early. Maybe I'm way over my head. But yeah, he's definitely improved. His new passives are pretty mild, truth be told. He doesn't have any sort of cover nullification, but then again, I guess we just gotta properly time our drop combos and whatnot. But maybe the blue menace has returned. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about him. Curious to see what other people are thinking. If you disagree with me, be sure to let me know why. And maybe it sparks up a cool discussion, who knows. But anyways, be sure to look out for the showcase. They'll be coming out tonight when we finally get access to them. And maybe we could make some super awesome plays. But until then, you guys have a good night or a good morning. And I'll see you then. Take care.